What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's Christine with gaugegirltraining, an online meal planning and coaching service. I'm an author, food scientist, and chemical engineer, and in today's video, we are going to discuss the best macros for your body type. So let's get started. Now, if you've been watching this channel for any length of time, you have heard me discuss body types. I've discussed mesomorphs, endomorphs, and ectomorphs. And basically at the end of the day, people store body fat differently. Depending on how you store body fat is deeply going to impact how you should eat. Now, the thing is, I used to give general guidelines for the body types. However, I have more specific, up-to-date information based off of the information I present in my book, Unlock Your Macro Type. So first, we're going to start with people who need to be carb fueled. Being carb fueled means that carbohydrates are the predominant macronutrient that you need to consume to be successful in your fat loss efforts. This has primarily been common to ectomorphs, but it is not for ectomorphs alone. It is also for people who are highly athletic, people who burn a lot of calories. So the thing is, I need everybody to understand that you do not need to be underweight or skinny to need a carb-fueled approach to your nutrition. The types of people that do best with a carb-fueled approach, number one, yes, ectomorphs tend to do better with that approach, but in general, I'm talking about people who have a very high tolerance to carbohydrates, folks who have such a high metabolism, who burn so much energy that not only do they burn through all of their glucose, not only do they burn through fat extremely easily, they have such a hard time allowing any muscle to stick to their frame. And the things you have to remember is that muscle is made of, yes, it's made of protein, but it's also made of glucose because glucose is stored within those muscle fibers. So being carb fueled is very essential for folks who fall under that category. So when you are carb fueled, what this means is we're talking about roughly half of your macros are carbohydrates. We're talking a moderate amount of protein in that 20 to 30% range, with the balance being dietary fat. So you have to realize that the carb fueled macronutrient approach is very common to a lot of plant-based folks. However, you have to remember this is a lower fat approach to your nutrition. Now, the next thing is protein fueled. Commonly, I've talked about mesomorphs being protein fueled, and that tends to go hand in hand very nicely, but there are endomorphs who do well being protein fueled as well, and I'm going to explain why. So if you need to be protein fueled, you have a decent metabolism. Your body can metabolize through carbohydrates quite readily. Your body does not have any issue burning fat once you are exercising regularly and maintaining a caloric deficit. You don't have any added layers or added complication to your fat loss approaches. You don't have hormonal imbalances. You have to remember that people who are protein fueled, protein puts your body in a positive nitrogen balance that forces your body to burn fat as a fuel source when you are in a caloric deficit. So that is crucial to shifting your body composition. Now, this is typically mesomorphs. Now, mesomorphs are the types of people who burn fat easily and they gain it easily. This also tends to apply to my endomorphs who tend to be more bottom heavy. The endomorphs who don't struggle with so much belly fat per se as they do with excess in the hips, thighs, and glutes. Now, last but not least, we're going to talk about the fat-fueled macro type. The thing that's unique about being fat-fueled is it is not necessarily dependent on your body shape. I tend to see this most common with my apple-shaped individuals, which is where your midsection is substantially larger than your hips and glutes. You tend to store more fat in the midsection. Now, there are folks who are mesomorphs who can be fat-fueled. You know you need to be fat-fueled when you have insulin resistance, when you have prediabetes, when you have diabetes, when you tend to have lower thyroid function, when you have hormone imbalances, PCOS, menopause, and you are struggling to burn stored body fat. The reason for this is if you have insulin resistance, your body can't utilize carbohydrates as a fuel source. Your cells cannot receive that energy. So what ends up happening is your body is stuck taking any carbs you do consume, storing them to fat. And the thing is, your body can't get to using stored body fat as a fuel source because you just have all these carbs you just consumed. So you have to remember, the body's first form of energy that it's always going to go to is glucose. You have to burn through glucose before you get to fat. So the thing is, by eliminating carbohydrates and going substantially lower in carbohydrates, your body has a much easier time getting to stored body fat for fuel, therefore shifting your body composition. Now, there are nuances in getting more detailed on this because I have 5 main macro types. So a macro type is a combination of your body type plus the most appropriate macros you need to consume for that. Because the thing is, you guys, I can't arbitrarily look at your body shape and say, oh, you're an apple, you need to eat this way. Oh, you're a pear, you need to eat that way. I need to know more about you. I need to know how your body responds to carbohydrates. I need to understand your carb tolerance level. I need to know more about your genetic makeup. I need to know more about individual factors that impact how your body processes food, so I can understand the best mechanism to help you drop body fat. So there is a quiz in my book, Unlock Your Macro Type, that will guide you. If you want all the science to read up on this, you guys can pick this book up on Amazon. But there is also now a quiz on gaugegirltraining.com, which will help you figure out, number 1, what is your macro type? And number 2, what is the best eating plan to support that? So the macros are included in those eating plans. There's recipes, there's menus, there is guidelines, and those programs are originally $149. They are on sale right now for only $99, and you get that $50 discount off by taking the quizzes. And you guys, it leads you to a 6-week plan. This comes down to only $2.35 a day over the course of 6 weeks of you following this plan. So this is very economical option for those of you looking to dial in your nutrition for your body type. So thank you guys so much for watching. Comment any questions below. I want to engage with you guys in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next one.